Hi, Sanjeev Man here, social media and content creator with Drake Music Scotland. Today, I'd just like to introduce Thursa Sanderson, Drake Music Scotland Chief Executive, to say a few words about the organisation.
Hi, Sanjeev. Okay, so Drake Music Scotland is 25 years old this year. Amazing. We exist to create opportunities for disabled artists, composers, music creators, and musicians, and we support them to develop their creative careers. We do this in various different ways, providing access and advice, giving them guidance about opportunities they can apply for, and also working with them on projects. But essentially, we want people to develop their artistic ambitions. And we also work with younger people too, helping them to learn to play music and go out and perform.
Sounds brilliant. Tell me a bit more about how you support artists and musicians then.
Well, we commission composers to write new music and work with them to develop it and find outlets where it can be played, either performed live or recorded and played online. And we work with music creators to help them gain experience. Basically, they always tell us that they want to work in the wider mainstream music industry, not in a special disabled category. So we always work with partners in the music sector as well to raise the visibility of disabled musicians, and so that the organisations can be more diverse in their programming of work. We also have our own ensembles that we've put together with disabled musicians who use music technology to play. So we have the digital orchestra and the iPad ensemble, for example.
Well, it sounds really interesting and exciting actually. The digital orchestra especially sounds quite cool. What is that?
The digital orchestra is an amazing ensemble of musicians working with specialised technologies. These can be adapted technologies that we use for music making. I mean, things like iPads, obviously, with lots of different kinds of software, but there are also these really specialised music technologies that have been created for disabled people. And we have quite a range of different sorts of technology to suit the individuals. So, for example, we've got this amazing setup called Brain Fingers, which Chris Jacquin controls with his brainwaves and his facial muscles. It's really cutting edge.
So how do you collaborate with other similar sort of organisations to help the sort of community?
Well, we collaborate a lot with partners in the music sector, mainly the classical and new music sector. We work with composers who write music for the technologies, but more and more we're actually just working with disabled composers and finding collaborators for them to work with, depending what kind of projects they want to do. But at the moment, in the classical world in Scotland, for example, we're working with the Hebrides Ensemble on a concert of work by 9 disabled composers. And later on this year, we've got a project coming up at the Cumnock Tryst, which is the project that Sir James Macmillan set up in Cumnock. And we do lots of work with the Royal Conservatoire of Scotland on their composition course, with our composers going through and kind of sharing their ideas with their students as well. So we're really plugged in quite a lot of different ways into the music sector in Scotland.